It was a stunning fall from grace. Police raiding the home of Nathan Chasinghorse, an actor and self-described medicine man, once revered in indigenous communities, now reviled and behind bars.
Indigenous culture is beautiful. It's the people that misuse it that are ugly. He didn't help a damn person.
You can't question the guy. He's the all-knowing.
The former child star once acted in the Oscar-winning Dances with Wolves alongside Kevin Costner.
The actors that were in Dances with Wolves really became celebrities in Indian country. They were heroes, right?
An indigenous actor who broke through in Hollywood again in shows like Dreamkeeper.
Let's get the hell out of here, Shane.
And Steven Spielberg's Into the West. He transformed himself from a respected actor to a respected medicine man. In a video posted online, a young Chasinghorse describes how he viewed the role of a healer.
The ceremonies, it's wakan, daku wakan. It's something sacred, it's a mystery.
Now 48, he's accused of luring young girls from California to Canada, allegedly raping them and making some of them his spiritual wives under the false guise of traditional practices, awaiting trial in Las Vegas, where he faces 18 counts, including sexual assault of a minor and kidnapping of a minor. He's pled not guilty.
He makes me sick. He ran it like a cult.
Just think about how hard it was for women in Hollywood to come out publicly about what they had suffered at the hands of Harvey Weinstein. It's the same thing in Indian country and in our tribal communities. When you have someone that has that much power and influence, it is very hard to speak out.
Tonight, inside Chasinghorse's controversial spiritual group, The Circle, and the former followers now bravely speaking out.
Who uses a child? Who uses the love for their parent as a weapon? Who does that?
Do you think of yourself as a survivor?
No. I did not survive that. The person I was did not survive that. So no, I'm not a survivor.
This is your baby shower?
Yeah, she was in my tummy. There she is.
Oh, she's God. Cute.
When Melissa Leone gave birth to her daughter, Ren Leone-LaCroix, she wanted her to be rooted in Native culture, something Melissa says she didn't have since she'd been adopted.
I was really raised in a white home. I wasn't raised Native.
How important was it to rediscover that?
Oh, it was like the lights being turned on in a dark room. It felt so open. It felt so loving.
Soon she met Chasinghorse, who, like her, is Lakota, the largest tribe of the Sioux Nation, known for fabled warriors like Sitting Bull, who defeated the U.S. Army at Little Bighorn. Ren says from the moment she met him, Chasinghorse drew her in.
How old were you when you first met him?
I was 7. And I remember thinking he was one of the most beautiful people I'd ever seen. He had a way of just like swallowing the energy wherever he was.
Ren and Melissa say they believed Chasinghorse for more than a decade, traveling with him around the U.S. and Canada. Videos on YouTube showing him speaking about his spiritual ways.
There is nothing impossible.
Chasinghorse kept his inner circle close, Ren and Melissa a part of it, accompanying him in videos posted online.
He used our spirituality to trap us. We were told as a circle that the 8th was the day we filled the pipe, like a tithing of sorts.
Melissa estimates she gave Chasinghorse between $15,000 to $20,000 a year.
So the circle was financing his world.
Mm-hmm.
According to the arrest report, Chasinghorse allegedly had as many as 7 spiritual wives at the same time.
He had told us that it was like traditional for holy men to have multiple wives because medicine men needed more help than most people, and so that's why he needed more love and more care.
As she got older, Ren's talent in traditional dances, like jingle dancing, was often showcased at powwows. Chasinghorse would have her upload these videos to YouTube. In 2012, Melissa says she was given a grim cancer diagnosis, and she turned to her spiritual leader, Chasinghorse.
He said, that's okay. Send Ren and ask for ceremony.
So Ren obeyed. Just 14 at the time, she went to see Chasinghorse at his Vegas home. She says she had no idea she was walking into danger.
He had always been my safe space. The things that I couldn't tell my mom, I could tell him. He had taken me into a closet, and the spirits had come in. There was a rattle. They had said that my mom had gotten sick because of her own anger.
So you were asked to sacrifice yourself to save your mom?
Yeah. He said that it would cost me my virginity. I had tried saying no at first, and he said that if I didn't, that my mom would die and she wouldn't get help. He had raped me shortly after that, yeah. I just kept remember thinking that this is for your mom.
As a 25-year-old, you know what consent means. Did you give consent?
No.
Were you able to give consent?
No.
After that day, Wren says Chasing Horse made her stay with him for several months. According to a police report, she said he took her on the road with him and raped her every night. In court documents, Chasing Horse's defense attorneys say Wren did not testify that she told Nathan no and did consent to sex with Nathan in a transactional manner to help her mom. During that time, Melissa, still a believer in Nathan's alleged spiritual power, recovered and says she had no idea about what her daughter later described enduring.
Makes me feel like the worst mother on the planet. Like it's unforgivable. And how she held that for so long.
Can you articulate why you didn't tell her?
He said that it was a sacred promise between him, me, and the spirits, and that if I told, that my mom would get sick again.
Mary Catherine Nagel is a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. She's an attorney who works closely with indigenous victims of violence and sexual assault.
Our religious leaders, our spiritual leaders, they are trusted. And when they violate that trust, it's incredibly damaging.
More than 50% of American Indian and Alaska Native women will experience sexual violence in their lifetimes.
Individual perpetrators have to be held accountable. It's hard, though, because I think the stigma on our communities is so incredibly strong. So there's a lot of pressure to shove it under the rug, hide it.
My name is Shunkawakan Wichasha, horseman, but my English name is Arvo, looking horse.
Chief Arvo Looking Horse is a respected spiritual leader of the Lakota Sioux Nation, the same tribe as Chasing Horse. His family has been charged with protecting the sacred Lakota traditions for 19 generations.
We have to deal with the abuse of a medicine person. Our ceremonies should be the most safest place you can be. It's about health and healing.
Chief Looking Horse recently convened members of Standing Rock and Cheyenne River reservations about the misuse of Lakota practices by both Native and non-Native people.
Sex doesn't have nothing to do with our ceremony. In our tradition, the women are the backbone of our nation.
He says taking multiple wives is no longer a Lakota practice. In 2003, he spoke out against Chasing Horse.
All I can say is really makes me sick. He ran it like a cult.
When asked about allegations that Chasing Horse misused spiritual practices, his attorneys replied, no comment. Wren says that when she was 16, after years of keeping Chasing Horse's alleged physical advances secret, she told her mom that she was in love and wanted to become one of his spiritual wives.
I looked at it as an honor. When she told me that she loved him, that was enough.
I've heard some people suggest that perhaps your mother should have been able to protect you.
I get really upset when they try saying that, because there's no way my mom could have known. The way he disconnected all of us wives from our families, I had to make myself so small to be there.
Coming up, the moment that changes everything for Wren. Plus, the former helper of Nathan Chasing Horse, what he says he saw.
It was the beginning of the end for him.
Stay with us.